Hi, DataFam. What if I told you that January does not have to be always the first month of the year? What if I told you that you could pick any month to be the first month of the year? I'm not bonkers. This happens more commonly than you think. Many corporations, businesses have a fiscal start of the year on a month other than the January. In this Gregorian calendar, January, February, March is the first quarter. April, May, June is the second quarter. July, August, September, third. And October, November, December make up the fourth quarter. But if I were to choose a fiscal year and select February, for example, to be the first month of the fiscal, then my quarter shows February, March, April. Quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four are shifted down accordingly. If I were to choose, say, December as the first month of a fiscal, same thing. December, January, February make up the first quarter. March, April, May, Q2. June, July, August, Q3. September, October, November as Q4. How am I achieving this? What's happening behind the scenes? Let's understand. Here, I've chosen December to be the first month of my fiscal. So essentially, as soon as I arrive at the month of December, it should take me to the next fiscal year. Let's look at this line. So December 2021 essentially is the first month of my next year, or the January of 2022. If I were to say my fiscal starts in September, then September of 2021 would map to the first month of my next year, which is January of 2022. If I were to choose April to be the first month of my fiscal, then the April of 2021 would essentially map to the first month of my next year, which is January 2022. Now that you understand this, and if this is too fast for you, you're always welcome to pause, rewind, and play back this section because this is crucial. The moment you pick any month to be the first month of your fiscal, it should map to the first month of your next year. With this idea, when I look at the first month of fiscal parameter, this is an integer type, and I have put the values here as 0 for January, 11 for February, 1 for December. When I choose December to be the first month, it maps to January of next year. So behind the scenes, I have to increment the choice of month with 1 month to shift December to January. If I were to choose October, then I would have to, behind the scenes, switch it up to January, which would be November, December, January. 3 months of additional value. If I were to choose May, for example, I would have to map May of this year to January of next year, which would require me to add 8 more months. If I were to choose February of this year to be the start of my next year's fiscal, I would have to add 11 months to February to bring it up to the January of next year. So behind the scenes, February is 11, December is 1, and every value in between for the corresponding month. If January were my first month of the fiscal year, then I don't have to add or subtract anything because January is naturally the first month of the Gregorian calendar. Now that I have this parameter selected, I can go ahead and create a calculated field where I'm saying my date fiscal is dependent on my order date. All I'm doing is I'm adding the number of months that I have in that parameter we just saw as months. And what is the other parameter doing? The type of calendar. It has two values. It's a Boolean type. True is fiscal, false is Gregorian. The date field would naturally point to date fiscal based on the Boolean value of type of calendar. And if it were false, it would be my order date. Type of calendar is Gregorian. This date field would be the same as my order date. If I were to choose fiscal, this date field would be the same as my fiscal date. I'm going to stick this video and publish it to Tableau Public. This video is going to be the second tab of the solution. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Hope this was helpful. Thanks.